Hello, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Well, it looks like gold is taking a little bit of a drop here. The dollar index has recovered from a 3-year low, and gold is suffering because of it. That's right. According to this article here, from Market Watch, gold has settled lower Friday, logging its worst weekly decline so far this year as the U.S. dollar bounced back from its earlier weakness. And there's some technical analysis here about the gold, how it fell 2.4%. So although gold finished out the week in negative territory, the metal managed to post a mild recovery in the wake of a Fed minutes release on Wednesday. Central bankers said they expect inflation to tick higher. Higher inflation can be supportive for gold because the metal is often viewed as a hedge against rising prices. The Fed suggested an increased likelihood of further interest rate hikes, heightening prospects of a rate rise in March and the potential for 4 rate increases across all of 2018, one more than the Fed had plotted in its policy playbook. But St. Louis Fed President James Bullard on Thursday said cast doubt the Fed will raise rates 4 times this year. Gold fell as investors pay attention to speculators who are fueling the dollar rally on the basis that the Fed could increase the interest rates 4 times this year. Naeem Aslam, chief market analyst with Think Markets. However, we think that this pullback could be an opportunity for the gold bulls to jump on the trade, as could be a buying opportunity. The dollar index tracked on 0.2% for the day and about 0.9% for the week, for the second largest rise for 2018. Stronger dollar can weigh on dollar-denominated commodities because it makes them more expensive to buy for holders of other currencies. So it's very interesting to see where it goes. And here's another article here from Seeking Alpha that talks about its curious sentiment. It's results from interplay of factors. Safe haven dollar buying erupted as usual during the stock market's first real sell-off in a couple of years. That led to gold futures speculators to sell aggressively, driving gold lower. Investors saw gold falling with stocks and wrongly assumed stock sell-offs aren't bullish for gold. But as stocks head lower again after the post-correction bounce, psychology will really shift. Investors will remember gold as the ultimate portfolio diversifier and start shifting capital back to it. Gold is faring quite well today, technically, though you sure wouldn't know it from the rampant bearish sentiment. Gold's price is in a strong uptrend over a year old, both in its current up leg and young bull market. Gold isn't far from breaking out to its best level since September 2013, a really big deal. The stock market's even finally sold off after years of unnatural calm. Yet traders are still down on gold. Across all markets, price action drives psychology, and that's just it. Psychology, I think, is a factor that people have to really take into consideration, and that can be measured in some part based off of the fear index or the volatility index. When something's price is rising, traders get excited and bullish on it, so they've increasingly buy to ride that upside momentum, amplifying it, and that goes back to what I talked about in a prior video about buying gold and silver when it's up and selling when it's down, when it goes down. And there is a lot of temptation in that. Of course, the opposite is true when a price is falling, which breeds bearishness and capital flight. Given gold's great technical picture today, investors and speculators alike should be growing enthusiastic about its upside potential, but they really aren't, which is certainly curious. Gold's current up leg was born right before the Fed's last rate hike in mid-December. Everyone thinks Fed rate hikes are bearish for gold, but history proves the opposite, as it was argued near gold's recent interim lows. And so it's going to be interesting to see where this all plays out. And then also the crypto market, which we're not hearing quite as much about. At least I'm not seeing videos about it on YouTube as much, about Bitcoin and where the cryptocurrencies are in general. And but maybe that was just a trend. Who knows? Or maybe it's just going to even out. Maybe there's not much news on it because it's kind of evening out. There's not a lot of price movement upward or downward. Last time I checked, it really hasn't made much movements. But interesting indeed. But we shall see what happens. It's quite fascinating just to kind of read about this kind of stuff and see what the analysts think about it. And so what are your thoughts? Going to keep buying some more or selling? It's anyone's guess. Post your thoughts below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.